Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lei Kang, and I'm a final year PG student at the University of Wisconsin Madison. My talk is about sensing driving behaviors by using smartphone sensors. Driving behavior monitoring is a very interesting and important problem. Progressive is an American car insurance company. It has a product called Snapshot. It's an OBD device can be plugged into the car through the OBD port. It can monitor the speed as well as the hard brakes. It offers a discount for the drivers with fewer hard brakes or bad driving behavior. The famous ride-sharing company Uber also announced that they are developing drone behavior monitoring application in their system. There are also startups that trying to use the smartphone sensors to monitor drone behavior and give the driver a score to show how safe the driver perform. So to use a smartphone sensor to track drone behavior, we need to do a crucial step, which we call coordinate alignment, which is align the coordinate of the smartphone to those of the car, so we can get 3D sensor readings of the car. One popular sensor we are using is called accelerometer. It measures 3D acceleration. So in this example, suppose the y-axis is the forward direction of the car. So if the accelerometer y-axis reading is positive, then it means the car is accelerating. And if it's negative, then the car is braking. So gyroscope is another sensor which used to measure 3D rotation speed. So if let's look at this example, the d-axis, if the gyroscope d-axis has value, which means the car is steering or making turns. Using this, we can track turns and lane changing. So then the question is, then we can measure the steering and the speed. So is the problem solved? And I believe you already know the answer. If it is solved, it should be an examination mark instead of a question mark here. So to better understand how well the sensors work on monitor drone behaviors, we start a motivation tree. Then we manually align a smartphone in the car with the best possible alignment we can, and we use the OB device to get the ground truth speed data. Firstly, we look at the acceleration tracking. So in this figure, the blue curve is the ground truth OBD speed data, and the red curve is the accelerometer reading. So if you look at the pink area where the OBD speed indicates that the car is stopped. So, however, the accelerometer shows that shows a positive value, which means the car is accelerating. So we call this problem acceleration overestimation problem. It's caused by the gravitational effect because the y-axis of accelerometer can sense the force component of the gravity when the car is driving on slopes. So recall that we can use the gyroscope to track the rotation change. So we can also use it to track the slope in degrees. So we also look at the slope estimation. So in this figure, the green dot is the ground truth slope in degree, while the red curve is what we use the gyroscope data to estimate the slope in degree. You can see there's an unrealistic difference or errors between these two. So this is caused by the hardware limitation of the gyroscope in the smartphone, and misalignment, which refers to that the coordinate of the smartphone is not perfectly aligned with the car due to a variety of reasons, such as calculation error or it's not a fixed variable, and so forth. Then we summarize the problems we made when we're trying to use the sensor to monitor driving behaviors. First is the coordinate misalignment. So if the alignment is not on slope, where we think that the car we transfer the coordinate of the smartphone to the flat ground, while the car is not on flat ground, so the coordinate is not perfectly aligned. So the second problem is called acceleration over or underestimation. It's caused by gravity force because the y-axis or axis can sense the component of gravity. So another is we call relative orientation change. For example, if you grab your phone from the mount into the pocket, then the orientation of the phone is changed. So we need to conduct the coordinate alignment again. Of the first technique we use to solve the first problem is called slope-aware coordinate alignment. So when calculate the rotation matrix to transform the coordinate, so we first conduct a horizontal alignment, which we want to find the forwarding direction of the car. In traditional approach, we just use all the data we have and fit a curve. And suppose this curve should pass the original point, because that when the car is not moving, the x-axis and x-axis and y-axis should be zero. So, however, because there are slopes, since the component of gravity is not passing the original point, which will cause the alignment error. So in slope-aware approach, then we know that each road segment has a different slope in degree, so we can separate the estimation and combine them together to get a more accurate estimation on the estimation of the forwarding direction of the car. So after we estimate the forwarding direction, then we want to estimate the slope. So now we see the z-axis of the smartphone can sense the gravity as well as the acceleration component from the car. So by minus the gravity, we can estimate the slope in degree. So we to finally transfer the 3D orientation to the car. So recall that the slope may cause acceleration estimation error. So we use another approach called linear acceleration estimation technique. Because there's errors in gyroscope, so we calibrate gyroscope by using accelerometers. There are cases that the accelerometer can provide more accurate result. But in this example, that the z-axis of the accelerometer should be a constant, and the degree between the z-axis of the car and the gravity force, the direction of the gravity force, can be calculated by using the accelerometer z-axis value. Let's look at the example. In this example, though, on the left figure, when we estimate the acceleration, we use the accelerometer. You see there are errors between the red curve, which is the accelerometer reading, and the OBD, the ground truth OBD reading. So on the right side, we apply the accelerometer calibration techniques to the gyroscope data, which in purple color, and then we can track the slope in degree in which is shown at the blue curve. So the first part, the car is driving down slope, and then the car is driving up slope. After since we estimate the slope, we minus the force component caused by gravity, then we can have a much better estimation on the acceleration. So to track the orientation change, we look at the accelerometer value. So it's we have 4 trips, and in each trip we mount the smartphone in different positions, and you see that it's the different rotations can be naturally separated from each other. We can model it by cluster. So to monitor orientation change, we can use the moving variance of the accelerometer readings. So in this example, we at the beginning we mount the car on the car mount, and we change during the trip. So you can see it's very obvious. We can see the or can moving variance can predict the orientation change very well. So tracking orientation change is very important because we need to train the rotation metrics and do the coordinate alignment again once every orientation change. So there's a natural question. So science is so complex. Techniques we need to use to track the sensors and calculator and coordinate alignment and everything. So why we just use the GPS? And it's very easy to process. Then we evaluate the GPS, the accuracy of GPS, and it turns out that the GPS is even more accurate than accelerometer in some cases. You see in this example the median error of the GPS when estimate the acceleration is around 0.2 meter per second squared. So we, inspired by this measurement, we develop XSense to use the GPS and accelerometer alternatively. So this is the workflow of XSense. So we use the 3 input: accelerometer, gyroscope, and GPS. So firstly, we use the accelerometer to detect our relative orientation change. If there's no relative orientation change, we track the mountain's stability. If it's not stably mounted, then we can just use the GPS to track the acceleration and brake. If it's stable mountain, then we conduct the coordinate alignment and linear acceleration estimation, and then we use the gyroscope and accelerometer to track acceleration and brake, and use the gyroscope to track turn and lane changes. Well, we evaluate the performance of drivesense in 10,000 miles of driving data, and there are total of 2,000 trips, and the medium trip distance is 5 kilometers, and the median trip duration is around 10 minutes. We also make a statistics study on the slope. We want to know that how many slopes are on the road. So which is surprisingly that this data is collected around the Madison area, which is a flat area in the northwest of the U.S. So it is supposed to be reasonably flat, but we still found that more than 30% of the road had the slopes in degree that higher than 2 degrees, which might lead to a 0.34 meter per second squared. which is the hard brake threshold used by progressive. If you brake in a 0.34 meter per second squared, then the snapshot, the OBD device, will think you made a hard brake. Then we estimate the acceleration by using different approaches. So you see that the GPS performs very well, even in some better, sometimes in high speed scenario, it's better than wall-tuned sensors. So the slope aware coordinate alignment can perform better than traditional approach because it can track the slope in a more accurate way. Accents basically combines GPS and the accelerometer, so it works the best, outperform uh, any of the input, any of these input individually. And now we have an app demo. We develop an app called drivesense. It's a superset of accents. It also includes some functionalities such as user access and automatically upload to the cloud. You can also see your trips auto upload to the drivesense.io. Okay, now is the app demo. When you press the start, it will track how many miles you drive and what's your instant speed. Once you finish your trip, you click stop, then you will get a summary of your trip. And there are also options, you can see your scores and how many hard brakes you made, and you get a rating on how well you drive. You can also view the history trips. And if you are not logged in, you can only see the trips that the user who doesn't log in. If you after you log in, you can see your own trips. And you can also delete the trip if you don't want to see it again. And all the trips will be uploaded to the server automatically. You can download our own app. It's in drivesense.io. You can sign up on either the website or on the app. Then you can log in by using either way. So you can see all your trips. You can search by months, and you can have a better view on the website. You can also see the score changes. It will converge to some point. And if you delete on the website, it's also the trip on the app will also be deleted. Okay. Okay, thank you. And that's all of my talk. And I'm ready to take any question you may have. You can also send an email to me or to my advisor if you have any questions. Thank you.